not designed for a small little component, yada yada yada, right? So it's just a little bit of a brief justification to say, yes, we note that it's in the system, but can't be used because of this. We would like, and then we go ahead and submit that back to SysMet to say we need to add this to the design system.
Okay, so
I don't want to change them, and I think Darren's okay with that, but we just want to be that this whole drive for consistency, you know, I mean, we know why it's happened, and that's okay. You know, I mean, if you've been with us right from the beginning, things would have been more consistent from the beginning, right? So it's just we've got to do this little bit of cleanup. As part of that cleanup, Darren is also just going through, you know, checking with the design system, which is great, and you know, it's just highlighting some of those inconsistencies, right? And it's just it's like just doing a bit of you know, your technical debt. On that you do in any product, you've got to get rid of your technical debt. For us, some of this technical debt is just some of that UI inconsistency. So, you know, it's an important thing to do. I'm not worried about having to go, well, that banner doesn't look the same, we've got to get this banner in and that one out. If we've got a banner, we've got a design because it makes sense for us, then we submit that, right? And for me, design systems are guides. You've got to, the most important thing is the screen is functional and works and adds value, not that we go, it has to look like that. So just document, and that's a perfect, what you explained, you know, is a perfect explanation of why we can't use that banner, right? The design is for this, it's too bold for what we want to use, whatever your reasonings are, and then we're good. So the important thing is moving on, like make sure we try and find what's available, try and use it if it is available as a starting point, but then we go, okay, we tried, but that's not going to work. Okay, but then we need to create our own, and that's a little bit of, you know, then creating our own version of the design system as well, which I think is okay. It's to also help ensure that the developers develop using those things. So if we change a component, it can change it through the code, and it's not that we're having to update that component in every different screen, because actually it's 7 components, not just one component. So, you know, that's also Darren's concern, I think, is that if developers then code things individually, you know, we bring in technical debt through the product if we want to change something, you know. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with that tactics. So for now, I'm trying to like collect all these kind of pattern that we are using in the screen, so that, and try to make them consistency and documenting all of these situation. Yeah, and I think we are all agree that this kind of pattern where we use a elite message at the bottom near the button is good, easy to understand, and it's intuitive. This kind of elite message at the bottom. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm talking about the design of the test and specimen section where we have a message at the bottom. Yeah, so I want to apply the same like kind of pattern with this model. So yeah, so in here I'm using the banner component. Is this expand for to the whole width of the model, and but I don't think that's work here. We should like align, like having a little space like this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So this is so I will go with this kind of approach, but using the new like kind of inline message, not the banner component, because the banner component is like more like announcing information for us. It's not really a feedback. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would suggest that we go through use the same component that you've been using already for that.
So I think
again.
sorry.
Or we can follow you if it's easier.
I have to
Actually, I'm in the evolve file.
don't have access.
Easy access. Oh, yeah, it's good.
Okay. So actually, I think I'm not really have an issue with this kind of bold color component. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually I'm not really having the problem with this one, but like in Zero, like we have like 3 people here, so because I'm the designer and I trained to this kind of component. So do you think that we should go with the lighter version of the component, or we should go with this kind of bold component?
Okay, so we would then be going with. So then the green would need to be the bold one as well, right? Is that?
Yeah, I have it. I have that version here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so but the within the specimens you would leave them as we've got them. Like within the S1 SST received, you keep it. Would you be? That would stay as the light green. Is that the idea? Because that's a different purpose, right?
Yeah. So one reason why I use the light green, because this is so usually the green is same for the successful, right? So why I use the light green, because this is a little kind of confirmation. It's not the whole confirmation. So it's not really we complete the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. So now that you see, the banner from the design system, you're relatively happy with that. To use that banner, is that what you're saying? Across the bottom of the screen.
Yes. So because we already have that kind of banner component in the design system, so I think we can consider to have to use them first before we like customize to have a new component. To utilize the current resource that we have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you think they work, then yeah. If you think it works, then it makes sense. I prefer the ones you built, but I mean, yeah. I guess that's just a preference. It's not an absolute. So I guess if that makes more sense. Be using that, why not? And then you would then use the same thing within all those the little pop-up ones for errors, like the patient one you did. Yeah. These.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just inline them with the with those cells, right, rather than right across.
Yeah.
In the same way. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay.
Just for confirmation, so in our system, we will not using this kind of snack bar, right?
No.
Yeah, because some of the people like might find a little irritating, like it's make the.
I hate snacks.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep. No.
we'll take a note of that.
Kill the snakes.
Yeah. Another thing I want to discuss with you guys is I have this function requirement from Darren. This is the export function.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we'll introduce this at some stage.
Yeah, version 3, 2.3.
yeah. Okay, so I want to discuss this. The goal for this one. So in here, Darren's wanted to have as this one. This description here is from Darren. So okay, let me share again. Okay. So we don't have her in here. So yeah. So I will guess what she want.
Yeah.
Okay. So at first you want it to be view results. I guess that's when we clicking on this view result button, and after clicking on this one, the result will be populated on the screen. The user click on export, this export button here, and user is prompted to export selected items. Actually, I don't really get this one.
That's round the wrong way. So the list is populated. So then there's two options, right? I think this has to be you either export if you don't select anything, you export all, and it probably should come up and say export everything, right? Because we do have the there's two ways to do it. We have the click button in the header, right, that selects all. Problem with that is does that only select what's on the screen? You know, like a lot of software, when you try and select all, it just selects the screen, all in the screen, not all that is all. So yeah, it really should be the list is populated. If you, as a branch, if you want to export a selection, select the selection. If you want to select, if you just go to export, then it should export everything that everything that matches the filter selection that you did on the right hand side. So yeah, I think that is a little bit out of order, right? Because once you're in the export, if you click export, you can't then go back to the screen and make a selection, can you?
So as I imagine, most of the software that I used, it will be like I using the filter and I filtering the list. The list is populated, and I will export the whole list that was filtered. Because I using the filter, so I don't think that I need to do the selection one more time. But is that different in here? Like, do the user need to like filter 2 times?
I guess Darren was just covering the fact that once you could select a portion of that list. Let's put a question mark on it, because we possibly can go. We could add that later. Like the first export we can do is as you said, do your filter, export it.
Yeah.
And we can bring in. But for me, then it's what we probably need. When you hit the export, what are you exporting? It probably in the pop-up when you hit that. What is that? What is the button? What is it going to look like when you press that export button? There's got to be a pop-up button, a pop-up to say something, I guess.
Yeah. So so there's some way to do that. First is yeah. So so some of the software like Excel, we have the export option here, and like maybe when we clicking on it, we have a list of the option of the format that we are exporting the file to.
Yep.
And maybe I select CSV, and then the file is exporting and automatically download to my file, like this.
Yeah, I always have it set. That's a setting. Is I always have it set up as a ask me where I want to save it, but that's a configuration.
Okay.
You can do that in Windows. You can force it to ask you every single time.
Yeah. And maybe some other apps like this
Yeah.
Notion file I can export.
Yeah.
So when I click on export option here, I will have a model to like customize the format that the file will export to, like selecting the file format, including the whole page or some of the page, some part of the page.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that I think that's what Darren's probably thinking of, right? So let's go back to the and we probably should do the design for it because then we can decide whether we develop it yet or not. But if you hit the export button and we got a pop up like that, it could say page. It could go selected, like so. If you made a selection earlier, or you could go page, or you could go complete filter. So you could that just like that did it ask what actually do you want to export? You know, and we really only have three things. We have someone's selected a few, so I only want to export them. What you can view on the page, or the entire filter.
Okay.
So do a design around that. Do a design just asking for Excel or CSV. Again, we may just limit it to one thing, but just so we've got a file type format, right? So we can show that the what, and let's use in the example selected page complete filter as a starting point.
Okay, so we will have selected option, selected order, and the whole list at the option in the panel, right?
Yeah, in that little pop-up. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go for that, and then we can work from that. The save to file. I wonder if that will be is that something we have to develop, or is that something that's natively in the browser? I don't know. You know, like once you do that selection and you go export, so that it pops up to a location. I wonder if that's us. That just happens, or like yours did. Yours went directly into downloads, right?
Yeah.
Whether they can get your normal little save as box. Yeah, Windows save as box. I don't know who controls that, but leave that as an open question. Should it go to a save as box, or should it just go to the default download location? I mean, that's not so much of the only problem. The only thing I'm raising that is there just to do the workflow from a design. Should we show the save as box? But that's something we can check with Darren if thoughts on that is.
But I guess I think you're more familiar with we have a box, a model to allow the user to choose the folder that they are saving the file to.
Yeah. We can. I have to check with Darren how that works.
Yeah.
So I think the main thing is the UI option, as we discussed. You know, CSV, Excel, selected page, complete filter, go. Export.
Oh, so for the format of the file, we will have Excel and CSV.
Yeah, just put Excel and CSV, just so that we have a selection in that in that bit. We may eventually just go to the first thing. It's just Excel or just CSV.
Okay.
But then that doesn't matter. Then that's just the only option in that selection, right? I think that doesn't change the design.
Yes. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to speak about is
Share your screen again if
yes.
you're doing
Okay.
something.
Yeah. So I finished refining this search screen in the journalist view.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I want to ask in here, do we only allow the user to search from material and request ID?
Yep, that's what we decided, right?
Yeah, but now I have a second thought. Sorry about that. So if people search for patient ID, so originally our plan was just open up the
Yep.
filter panel
Mhm.
and then input the patient ID like
Yes.
manually for the exact match and then choose like date,
Yep.
like different
Yep.
filters, and then view results so the list will reflect whatever patient ID on a certain date.
Yep, whatever
Yeah.
the filter matches, yeah.
Yeah, so that's our current thinking.
Yep.
The story is structured in that way. But also, if we put the patient ID can be searched here, I don't see a big problem. Rather than just you have to open up the filter panel again and then select the filters, like date, and then view results again.
The
So
problem is if we put a patient ID in there,
yeah,
and that patient's been seen 500 times,
yeah.
you're going to return 500
Results.
requests.
And then you have to put filters on top of that.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for the loading.
Yeah, so usually when I'm looking for, so again, it's usually when I'm looking for a patient ID,
Yeah.
it's just, I was thinking around, a request ID and a material ID is a one.
Yeah.
Right? Well, as we know, request ID is going to show the chance, but essentially it's a single. Anything that's not singular,
Yes.
put it in the filter so that they have to do a little bit more of a definition of it. I only want to look at this patient for the last 6 months.
That's easy on the.
Because there can be patients in there that could be, there's databases that are 20 years old. So a patient could have been in there for 20 years that you're waiting for that screen to load 20 years worth. Check 20 years worth of data for every single patient ID, and that's what we want to stop.
There's nothing to do with extra clicks or people come per input.
No, and if you're looking for a patient ID, like what are you doing? So it's a very exact thing. So if we get feedback later, we go, oh, it'd be great if we get the patient ID appeal, and then we can do that later. So
yeah, I guess the feedback could be around, if it's a search bar, they want to do actions in the search bar in one
the
place.
key is it's a request and material screen.
Oh, that's true.
Right, so our
Yeah.
quick search is about requests and materials,
I agree.
and that's the way. If we were in just a general inquiry screen, you might go the focus is patient, so
Yes.
it should be a patient ID, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I think we can get away with that, just keeping it singular, and then that search box is very exact.
Yeah, so just think about the workflow. You have to input the patient ID first, and then put the date or other.
You just open up the filter, put whatever filters you want, including that could be or not with a patient ID. So we don't need to really define it too much. Just that patient ID is a optional filter.
Mm.
If you want to put it in, same as name, right? Name is going to be in
Yep.
there as well. So put it in if you want.
So that means the list won't reflect the patient ID and the date filter until you press view results.
Yeah, everything you do in the side filter,
Yeah.
nothing does anything until you hit view results.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Convinced. Yeah, Han, maybe we need to share again.
Yeah.
But we just keep it as material and request ID.
And do
Um,
we need to have like any chances in the future to allow the user to search for the patient name or ID?
in the filter, so have we defined with the user stories all the filter options?
Like what's
Every single
What
option that we're going to,
yeah.
every single selection that we're going to offer, either fixed or
no?
optional yet?
Because Alan said it will be depending on what the API returns. So if the API is on, then the selections will be based on what the API returns from the current AP system. So do we still need to define that?
Yeah, based on, so we've defined everything that can be in a column, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that story is in backlog.
Oh, yeah, but so how do we know what's, we know what the potential columns can be, right? We've defined that list. Okay, so that can be the only list of filters. There doesn't need to be any other filters, right?
Yes.
That's your maximum number of filters is the maximum number of columns. So the only thing I think you can do is go, is there anything in that list that doesn't make sense to be a filter? No. So the leftover, I think that in your user stories, these are the filter options we want. This one's marked as always.
Yeah.
This one's marked as, so as long as you've got that, then we're good.
So we have that in the story. I can show you later, but I just kind of put the screenshots of whatever Han designed because it's full of.
I don't think you have to. I don't think we need them all in design. We probably need an example of every type. So if you're gonna if name is like we've got the date, right? That's all cool.
Yeah.
Those other ones are selectors. Okay. So do we have a filter based around an ID? Do we have a filter based around name? Are they already designed that they can just go and pick?
Oh, predictions.
So here what Han is showing here, right?
Yeah.
So here's a whole predefined filters. So these are obviously different types. Oh, just share again, Han.
Yeah.
So this is more of a question for you, Han. Have we got a type designed, or like an ID or a name or whatever? So that have we covered design to cover?
So
what you've got in your list?
So in the list, I'd only have the date and the filter when we have like everything is in checkbox.
Yeah. So we need to design the filters for the others.
Yeah.
So you need to go through and go out of all the columns that you want as a filter.
Yeah.
Does this selection of filters here cover it?
Okay.
And then the one that goes no, patient ID is one, name is probably another one. I need a design for, because then they should just be taken from the unmunched should be taken from the design, right?
Yeah.
But also for the selection, it should be in the AP, right? If such as for extra. Well, that's a bad example. For example, for procedures, like we can only input the selection.
Yeah. So So you're right. Procedure is a good example, right? So procedures does the multi checkbox with the little search. Does that filter design cover procedures? Or so how do you want someone to filter procedures?
Right.
Which one of Han's? So just pop your screen down again. Just share screen, Han, again.
Yeah.
So does one of these filter options The one where you had the one where you have all the filters, the filter options. Yeah. So does one of these filter options cover procedures? And we know that procedures are potentially many. So does what's the filter when it's heaps, for example? Do we have one like these filters, Hannah, are for when the options are reasonably limited?
Yes.
What's the option for when a filter is when the returned options are massive?
Yeah, so so the checkbox filter kind of pattern here is only utilized for when the user when we have like maybe below 10 kind of option.
Yep.
But if
Yep.
we have more than that, I think we need to have like some way for the user to search and select in the drop down like this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep, I totally agree. So can we have we need a filter version for that?
Yeah,
A
I think
filter
so.
component for that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. I think Zoe, you go through what options you've got there in your list and go, does that filter work? No, that's not going to work. Okay, next one does. Oh yeah, this one will work. Sweet, tick. And you can then define what filters you want for. Want this filter for that? Because I guess are those filters components all named? That's the idea.
This is from Zira, and I think this is.
No, sorry. The ones you got there in Figma.
This
Are they
one.
all named, each of those components? So Zoe could go, I want that filter for this, I want this one for this, or is this just the one single showing different examples of it?
Yeah, so in my design, for now I only have a date range and the checkbox option. So I think
Okay.
Zoe can take from that, and or Zoe can like I can develop another filter here, which is the option when we have a massive number of option. When
Yep.
we have a search box and a drop down for the user to select it, and
Yep.
and that search need to be type ahead. I think so.
Yep. And then we need one for a like an exact match.
Like name or assigned, so it has to be.
Yeah, and that's something we're going to need to ask then, Darren. Can we search with a wildcard in a name field? I don't know what we were doing around that.
Is it going to be type ahead, like partial map?
No, because like if you put a patient ID in, right? We're not trying to find the like a name is I'm looking for a name. A procedure, that's it. Procedures, we've got 100 procedures, but that's it. There's no. You just need to select the one you're looking for, right? Whereas a name, I'm looking for Colin, but what's his surname? So am I able to just look for Colin? I don't know, is it Colin with a double L or a single L? I don't know. So can I just do COL and then DY in another? So what are we allowing for? Because it's not really a type ahead. It's more like here, you put in a given and surname and you press search, and that's limiting the feedback. So it really is similar to what we're doing here in patient, right? It will find everything that matches the name, matches what you put in given name and family name. It doesn't have to be full, right? You could put JOH and DO and it will find all your John Does.
Does it mean we can reuse the code as
Oh,
well?
Don't know. Yeah, I don't
If
know.
it works the same
Yeah,
way.
don't know. So just go through and go, I need this type of filter to cover all the options. And then Han can go, right, I think the best way to do that is you need one of these, you need one of these, you need one of these, and one of these. There's your 5 filter components.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we will end up reusing those filter components everywhere, right? Because the same is going to be needed in auditing.
Yeah.
You know, have we done any different filter components in auditing, Han?
Let me check again. I don't think so because the auditing is the number of filter is really small. Yeah.
Really small. Yeah.
Yeah.